right to say Merry Christmas? I think it is. I think it is. You know, it is so good to have President Trump back here in North Carolina, the only battleground state that he carried in 2016 and 2020 and 2024. I was talking with the president not too long ago. I said, you know, 10 years ago, almost to the day, I got a call from Trump Tower asking me to run North Carolina for his campaign. And I remember the reaction that I got from everybody in my family and everybody in my workplace and my employees and my staff and everybody else when they said, "You're going to do what?" You know, you remember at the time, Donald Trump was 15th out of 15 in the Republican primary, and he had 1% in the polls. And you know why I said yes? Because that man came down the escalator and said he was going to make America great. And it wasn't just a platform. It wasn't just a platitude or a campaign speech. It was a plan. He's going to rebuild our economy. He's going to restore our borders. He's going to make sure that America is respected again. And when we shocked the world and beat Hillary Clinton in 2016, that's exactly what he did. And I never imagined that that call would lead me to getting another call to be the chair of the North Carolina Republican Party in the 2020 election cycle. And another call where he asked me to be the RNC chair and help run his campaign last year. And what a campaign he ran last year. And right now, what we are all living through and we're all witness to is the most transformational national presidential term in our lifetime. Because Donald Trump has gone right back to the basics. He is rebuilding our economy right now. He has restored our borders. 6 months in a row, not one single illegal alien has been caught and released into the United States. And America is absolutely respected again around the world. Now, I was not expecting to get a call a few weeks ago, but I did. When the president called, he said, you know, Michael, Tom Tillis is not going to be running for re-elect. So here's the deal. You're going to run, and you're going to win, and you're going to do great. So congratulations. And I called my wife, and I told her about that call. She said, you need to stop taking this guy's calls. But I am so excited to be running for Senate here in North Carolina because you need a conservative champion and Donald Trump needs an ally in the Senate. Now, I've got a lot of friends in this room, and I got some folks I haven't met yet. So let me tell you about me. I grew up in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. A tiny little town on the Blue Ridge Parkway, 534 people. I'm a son of the middle class. My dad was an accountant. My mom was the town librarian. I went to church. I played sports, and I worked. I had a paper route. I mowed lawns. I got my first full-time job when I was 14. I paid my way through college. I paid my way through graduate school. I paid my way through law school. North Carolina and America gave me an opportunity to live the American dream, to be a son of the middle class, to be able to have a career, to be able to marry the woman that I love and raise a family with 3 amazing kids. And it also gave me the opportunity to work with the greatest president of our lifetime, Donald J. Trump. No, I'm running for Senate because I want to fight. I want to fight every single day for you. I want to fight for every family and for every community in this state. We need economic policies that are going to create jobs, raise wages, lower prices. We need to keep our kids and our communities safe. And we need to make sure that our men and women in uniform have what they need to protect our interests at home, overseas, and the interests of our allies. Now, we have an opponent in this race, former Governor Roy Cooper. Now, Roy Cooper has been the governor of this great state. He's been elected for 38 years. This is a man who, over the course of his career, has fought harder for criminals than he did victims. People remember back in 2020, the violent riots with Antifa and BLM burning down our cities, and Roy Cooper out there marching with the protesters. Y'all remember that picture? Yeah, you're going to see it a lot over the next year, let me tell you that. But people don't necessarily remember that he went at that time and signed an executive order to reimagine law enforcement in North Carolina. We don't need to reimagine law enforcement. We need to back the blue, and we need to enforce the law. Roy Cooper created cashless bail in North Carolina. He created pretrial release. He created a revolving door that put criminals on the street again and again and again. Everybody remembers Irina Zarotska. Beautiful young lady, escapes Ukraine and moves to Charlotte. She's working at a pizzeria, gets off at 11:30, gets on the wrong light rail car, sits in the wrong seat, and DeCarlos Brown Jr. slit her throat. If you haven't seen that video, do not go watch it. It's horrific. DeCarlos Brown should have never been on that light rail car. He should have never been on the streets. He had been arrested and released 14 different times and was out without bail. We do not need Roy Cooper's soft on crime policies in North Carolina. Roy Cooper, who vetoed legislation that would tell sheriffs that they have to honor ICE detainers and move violent criminal illegal aliens out of North Carolina. Roy Cooper, who vetoed legislation to keep boys out of girls' sports and men out of women's locker rooms and woke out of our schools. Roy Cooper, who will fight harder for criminals. He will fight harder for illegal aliens and men who want to play in women's sports than he will for the people of North Carolina. We can do better. Now, I got to tell you, when we talk about Donald Trump and we talk about the economy, let's take a look at what he ran on. He ran on a policy that is going to help our farmers, going to help our manufacturers, going to help our small businesses. He's going to create jobs. He's going to raise wages. He's going to have tax policies and trade policies and regulatory policies that are going to help our farmers, like our tobacco farmers here in Rocky Mount and eastern North Carolina. And we're seeing that positive impact already. 700,000 jobs have been created in the private sector since Donald Trump was first put into office, sworn in on the 20th. Wages are up. Real wages are up 4.5% over year. And we are seeing inflation already coming down. 9% in 2022 and 2023, 30% while Joe Biden was president. It cost twice as much to buy a house in 2024 as it did in 2020 for the same exact house. Donald Trump is fighting every day for you. That's why he's here tonight. And we need to make sure that we are going to welcome him here with open arms. Are we going to be able to do that? So we have an opportunity in America. We have an opportunity in America because of you. because you stood up and delivered for Donald Trump in 2016. Because you stood up and supported him and delivered North Carolina for him in 2020. You delivered for him in that historic win last year in 2024. And now we need you one more time. Because if the Democrats win the House, if the Democrats win the Senate, we are going to go right back to investigations and hoaxes and impeachments. You see, the Senate race is ultimately about a vote. It's about a vote in the Senate. It's about a vote that Roy Cooper would cast every single time with Chuck Schumer, with Jasmine Crockett, with AOC, with Bernie Sanders, with a woke mob that he is a card-carrying member of. I'm going to cast a vote for the America First agenda. I'm going to cast a vote for you. I'm going to cast a vote for North Carolina. I am running for Senate because I believe that you need a conservative champion and Donald Trump needs an ally in Washington, and I cannot do it without you, and I need your support. So let me start where we finished. It is absolutely fantastic to have the President of the United States, not just the 45th, the 47th President of the United States, right back here in Rocky Mount. And I really hope that all of you and all of North Carolina have a very Merry Christmas. Thank you, North Carolina.